Rock Bottom Coins is the #1 place to get your Madden 21 coins. If you make coins for my videos, sell them to Rock Bottom. If you're buying, use my code GUTBOX for 15% off. Hey, GUTBOX here. Welcome to Market Monday, where we go through all of the things market on Madden. So, what's going on today? Kind of a slow day in Madden, right? No content released. Last week we were getting free agency. That feels so long ago because we've gotten so much content over the last week. You're like, wow, okay, where's part 2? And obviously we're not getting part 2 if you haven't noticed. We got no cards today. They made mention of it, so nobody was really expecting it, right? I hope so. If not, well, maybe you got to clear out the wax in your ears. Or maybe you got a life and you don't pay attention to Madden 24/7 like myself. If so, go fuck yourself. I had to make sure it was after 30 seconds. That's the YouTube rule. But partial demonetization ain't a big deal. I do want to talk about these training variety packs off the top. We got some more things I want to go through, including programs, stuff like that, sets, investments, that kind of stuff, good stuff with market going forward. And AP changes tomorrow, and if there's any impacts from that. So, Grant here, a.k.a. Herky, before he left the Discord. But he's still tracking stuff, still doing some good work out here. They need to tweak the certain odds. So, like, the training variety pack on a day-to-day basis changes odds. And obviously, you know what, like, you know, sample sizes sometimes change a little bit. But there are some pretty dramatic differences from day to day where it's like, okay, that's a little out of the sample size number. Because of, like, you know, the dramatic shift is kind of like outside the like, a lot of these things like 0.04, probability wise, it's probably the exact same. But they do change it a little bit. When the limiteds leave the pack, obviously EA has to update it, rebalance it, right? So, what are we looking at, right? You might ask you a 322. That is today, average percent, and then he also took like prior to that on other days before, and then we'll talk about the profit section in a second. Basically, what we're looking for is like how they look today versus how they were, right? How they were beforehand. An average percentage of, you know, maybe when limiteds were in packs and before. So, like, when limited's gone, the increase in power-up kind of sucks, right? Because power-ups are generally worthless in this game. If you guys, like, there are some power-ups that are going for a lot, but they're all locked behind sets right now. If they would have brought those power-ups from Team Diamonds 2 into the reroll this weekend, it would have been bonkers, right? The reroll this weekend was already pretty good. But, like, if they would have brought that in, oh, forget about it, right? Forget about it. Obviously, the profit would have been sucked out pretty quickly out of those power-ups, but regardless, kind of a neat thing. We'll talk about maybe Series 6 here in a bit and those power-ups, but interesting statistics. Now, he rolled a bunch of these, right? He was profiting quite a bit. Now, this isn't necessarily the profit that he took home or the theoretical profit. I mean, maybe he did take it home because his profit is basically if you get the thing and you sell it on the block, how much profit are you going for, right? Like, because a lot of times, this is what the arbitrage method is, and we've talked about this a lot in the game, right? You buy cheap training from, well, I guess this is a better way of showing it on this spreadsheet. You buy cheap training from overalls that are like, make it cheap, right? You get like 5.18. Where's that at? Like, you buy like a 98 overall at 5.18, and then you roll stuff, and you get these cards in here that are going for 10, 11, 9, 8, 7 in here that are going for much higher training. And so even though you lose training on the rolls statistically, because of the way the market's set up and the low cards are a higher training value, you actually get a positive return on value. So that's what Grant here is trying to show as the profit from rolling in this weekend. And like this roll, the training variety roll, like I said, has been probably the best late season addition to MUT since they brought in probably house rules a few years back. So amazing, or at least like, you know, rolling wise too. I'd say that, you know, pack wise, these are amazing. Like, best thing since fat packs. We had the first year those things dropped. Those things were wild. But anyways, so the training variety pack was profitable this weekend. It's still slightly profitable according to his numbers. Rolled 107, made 66,000 coins. Now, is that worth your time? That's on you, right? All of this stuff is worth it, right? If you're like some high-flying CEO making $30 million a year, to roll training variety packs if you like to play MUT probably isn't worth it. It's probably best just like buy the cards and whatnot. So worth is, you know, on the individual. So take it for what you will. He also added some more rolls to the data too. Added another roll for 109 of them. He made 18,000 profit. So nothing crazy. But today, like, there's no limited and pack today. Just the free agents that were out there last week. So I don't know. Like, I don't love pulling on non-limited days because it's not nearly as exciting. But there you go. Still kind of profitable if you sell everything on the block. But shout out to Herky, aka Grant, for the data. I want to go over that first of all. All right, promos on their way. Series 6, I think that's the one on everybody's mind. We don't know, right? We don't know when Series 6 is. We would estimate it's going to be a Friday. We know a week ahead of time. So we got the Series 5 like a month after Series 4, but Series 4 took 2 months. So it's very wild. I would estimate Series 6 might be the last series change we see of the year. I think it was the last series change we saw last year. It does seem something that they're like, all right, series change, kind of a big deal. What do we have? We got team builders, that kind of stuff. I mean, there's a lot of upward like trajectory that team builders can still go to. We know team standouts are dead, so if builders go up to like, I don't know, 95, because going from 91 to 92 kind of was, it was a low blow, cheap shot in my opinion. But going up to 95 there on Series 6, okay, then maybe Series 7 if they end up doing that, right? If we get Series 6 before we get Easter. But like, here's the thing. Easter this year, Easter 2021 is on the 4th. So like, would we get a series change on the 2nd? Because we'll learn about it on the 26th. When Easter is the 4th, it wouldn't make any sense. My estimation would be Easter is to be this Friday. The Easter promo starts. Usually it's a couple weeks long. And then we get series changeover maybe on the 9th. And that feels more likely than the series changeover on the 2nd with in the middle of an Easter promo. Now, maybe the promo for Easter's only a couple days this year, or they put it out on the 2nd, but I don't know. I guess you guys can think. So the 4th is just a couple weeks away, and that's that with the Easter promo. Okay, so that's what I'm expecting. So Series 6 changeover. Who knows when that'll happen? Sometimes they just surprise that on us to give us, all right, it's next week. Hey, okay, big whoop. So what do you have to do to prep for it? I don't know. Right? They stopped increasing the pack odds, series changeovers, ever since the winter time, right? Series 1, 2, 3 were all amazing changes to pack odds where they made them amazing, like crazy better. But ever since like 4 and 5 dropped, they haven't done anything. So it might not even be worth selling off your roster. But like, right, we don't sell off our roster this time, and they just the pack odds go up to infinity and beyond, like Buzz Lightyear in his prime. So we don't know. And I hate that, right? Because they're not consistent with the series changeovers and what they do to packs. So your guess is as good as mine. I would say, I guess, don't sell your squad. I mean, it's late enough in the year. You probably got all 99s across the board. Like, I don't have it across the board, but a lot of my cards are 99s. And what's the point of selling off? I'm going to get cards that are going to be equal to it when the series drop. Just, more coins for more golden tickets because they go down in price. That's about it. That's the speculation. You might lose some training with the power-ups and everything. But there you go. So like the other promos, besides for Easter, Series 6, position heroes potentially, golden tickets, hopefully, sometime maybe in April, May. And they're like, people are like, oh, what golden tickets? Maybe I'll do a video on a good golden tickets to do if they do them this year. They would be kind of nice with, anybody thick, right? Tall, thick, or just like random meme cards or theme team cards are always like my suggestions. But I'll do a video on that. But like they hopefully do something similar last year where you can kind of choose your slot for your 99 overall for golden tickets where like, okay, so now far I get improviser, scrambler spots, gunslinger, and field general slots for the quarterback. That'd be kind of neat. Overall though, we'll see. Draft is coming up. The NFL draft 2021 is what date again? I feel like I should know off the top of my head. It is 29th of April. So we could go from like, wow, we got a kind of packed content schedule the next few weeks if we get Easter this weekend. And then we get the draft probably starting up. It might be a thing where they only do it on the draft night again. If they don't do anything leading up to it, maybe it will just be the 29th again. And I don't know. Or they could do some lead up to it also for the draft. I don't know. Regardless, that's like a month away plus for the draft. We then have, Campus Heroes 3. I'm like on the fence about it. I feel like they would have saved Dree Archer for Campus Heroes if they had Campus Heroes 3, but I'd still love Campus Heroes. Campus Heroes is a great thing. I almost feel like they've got like one new legend a weekend now for Ultimate Legends, but I feel like Campus Hero, where'd it go? Campus Heroes. I don't know. Maybe they got 32 new guys for us. They don't have to necessarily be new. They can have some reruns, so they don't have to be 32 new ones, but quite a few new legends. We'll see. Rookie Premier and Loyalty are far away still. As for coin making now, outside of like the rerolls and stuff, I do always think you should be looking at sets, right? Ultimate Legend sets, sometimes when they come out, even sometimes during the week, you can find some decent snipes. Like Brett Favre himself is going for like 900K, so you buy 300K there, and I don't know if it's going to be profitable. I'm just guessing that this probably is not, but 55, so that's what, 400K, 500K. The 88s are going for 55K, 600, 700K for Favre. I mean, that's technically profitable, right? 300, and if each one of these are 50K a pop, that's 500, 700K to put together Favre. See, like, I literally looked at one set. And let's see how much Favre's selling for. Because I looked at Mudhead, he was selling for like 900K, which I thought was kind of ridiculous, but we'll see what he's selling for on PlayStation. This is what I'm talking about. Like, always be looking at sets. ABLTS. Abelts. Abelts, boys. Always be looking at sets. It's 800K. Alright, so for some, like, Mudhead said 900K, which, whatever. 800K? No. Especially with tax out of it? Nah. You have to find some snipes there. But anyways, that's pretty close. My first set that I looked at, pretty close. So I'd cycle through sets, see if you can't find anything profitable. Obviously, Favre, if we want to take a look at Mudhead, I just typed in Favre's name. This is why I brought him up, because his Ultimate Legends set, right? These are Xbox numbers on this. But like 5K for Brett Favre's 50 for 82 overall 50 cards. And then you could sell his 50, 92 for 198. I mean, 32 times 5 is like 160. So you can profit 10K off doing that set if these numbers are accurate. Obviously, take a look at the market, but like, I'll just look through that stuff. Favre's at 834. Okay, I don't know. Maybe I read things wrong, but it was profitable if you put it together with 700K. Yeah, that's still profitable by 50K. But regardless, there you go. Look through sets. Favre had like double profitable sets, and it doesn't look like it's now as a couple guys are there. If you put it together for 700K, that's barely profitable. But again, potential there. AP changes tomorrow, and what about that? Okay, so AP changes. So what's going to happen to the meta? We're going to see a lot less one step ahead. You might see no one step ahead going forward. So what does that lead people to change to? It's going to change to, and there is no mention to bench press changes. So I'd imagine high press guys like Revis are going to be in demand if bench press becomes the meta. Now, you're going to have to learn how to motion snap against bench press to beat it. But I expect bench press cover 2 man with rushing 2 and another zone out there along with the user is going to be pretty popular if they run the man. If they're in the zone, which I do suspect people are going to switch over to zone instead of man here. Maybe people like man, they'll stay in man with bench press meta. I think if they go into zone, you're going to see a lot of the same 2-man rushes that you saw beforehand. We might actually see a few more D-line abilities. So guys might end up going rushing 4, rushing 5 with D-line abilities and then seeing that. So the future of the meta is untold, but I will say it feels like the most powerful defense out there is the ones that only rush 2 guys because they get sheds about as quick as teams that rush 4 and 5. So what's that going to happen to the market? Now, if you rush 2 guys, okay, how do you take advantage of that as the offense? Well, you're gonna have to run the ball, but guess what? The run defense out of it is strangely really good out of 3-5 wide because you can shoot the gap even rushing 2. And then you're gonna have somebody that maybe on the quarterback that you want to take advantage of time on the ground, like Lamar Jackson, right? Lamar Jackson will get outside the pocket and pick up yards. I feel like Favre and Rodgers are built for a game where the pass rush is coming in on you and you get the ball out quick and like contains and stuff like that. But with a 2-man rush, you don't see a lot of contains. So I feel like a lot of people, you might start to see more Lamar Jacksons. I think I'm going to maybe switch over to more Lamar Jackson. Even though I love Favre and Rodgers, I love and adore them and their throw motions. I feel like the ability, and I'm not much of a scrambler, and I really should learn to scramble more. I feel like that's going to take it off. So like somebody like Lamar Jackson might be an interesting pickup for you. I don't think it's going to, I think the meta change will be slow, and I don't really necessarily see any market impacts to it. Also, especially with like linebackers, do I expect linebackers to go up in price? Not really either. I just don't think it's going to be monumental enough where they're making like enough of a change. Like, all right, that's blatantly overpowered. And if something does seem overpowered, it might take us a little bit to recognize it. So I'm not so certain on the future of this game. Lamar, because you got Michael Vick out there too. I mean, he's basically going for training right now because training for a 97, as you can see, is basically 286. So You know what? Maybe I'll give it a go. Try out Lamar with the new changes tomorrow with the new AP updates. Oh, outsniped. The new AP updates on him. And maybe I'll run 12 AP on my quarterback. 291. So that's, a little bit higher than I wanted to pay. But you know what? Whatever. Maybe I'll circle up before more. Let me know. What are you guys going for tomorrow? Are you guys double nothings, edge threats? Are you guys going acrobat still? Mid zones? Mid zones kind of falling out of favor. You guys switching over to bench press? Let me know. But yeah, top end pass rushers with maybe some double nothings. And maybe you don't even need to with the rush 2 meta. Just rush 2 random guys. They'll get random sheds anyways. That's it for the Market Monday. I hope you guys enjoyed. It'd be great if you thumbed up. If you thumbed down, let me know why. Please. We're always trying to look to get better. In the den. Love you guys. Subscribe. See ya tomorrow.